Kyle FitzGerald here at TOSHC 2019. Today we did a workshop on elasticity and weight transfer. So we started off with 3 fundamental rules of movement. The first is that my center defines my foot, right? I need to empower a leg in order to start movement. So that means I need to define a leg. If I'm stuck split weight, my partner can't know where I am. They won't know where my weight is. They won't know what foot is ready to move next, etc. The second rule is that my non-weighted foot defines direction. If I'm stepping backwards and my foot is in front of me, I'm going to fall into that step, versus if I have the foot there to create a platform or a cushion for the rest of my body, I'm going to be much more comfortable moving that way. So the idea is once I define a leg, I now have a leg free to define the direction. The last rule is that the weighted foot drives the center towards the non-weighted foot. If I move from my center, I'm essentially falling onto the leg to be caught. Instead, our connection to the floor gives us leverage to push our center in a much more efficient method to that other leg. And the last thing to add with that is that the non-weighted leg pushes, but it pushes for a different reason. The weighted leg pushes to move the center. The non-weighted leg pushes to receive the center. So with that in mind, most of the control of our delayed weight transfer happens with the non-weighted leg. This now moves to the 3 types of weight transfers. So we have a partial weight transfer, which does not sustain itself over the leg, it comes back. Next we have a full weight transfer, 0 to 100. And then last we have a delayed full weight transfer, which is a full weight transfer that moves at a rate to get there. Okay? If I were to count out the 6-count basic and West Coast swing and weight transfers, it would be delayed, delayed, partial, full, delayed, partial, full, delayed. For the leaders, it looks something like this. Delayed takes its time. Delayed, partial, full, delayed, partial, full, delayed. For the followers, we have a delayed, delayed, partial, full, delayed, partial, full, delayed. Notice through all of these steps how I'm defining a leg, I'm defining a direction, and then I'm driving and receiving the weight. Right? Something I didn't mention in the class is that followers, when stepping forward, for your 1, the foot is already in the direction it needs to be. However, for 2, you need to make sure that that leg gets in front of you before you take that step. Otherwise, you'll fall into it. Right? For the leads, same idea. Before we even step our 1, it needs to be there first to create that platform for each of our steps. Right? Going forward, we talked about creating the elastic system in our own bodies. So as opposed to the leader pulling the follower into 1, the follower actually releases their tension to move into 1 by getting to, at some point in our anchor, to a double straight leg. Now, when this happens is up to you. It depends on your style. You can strike straight and finish straight. Right? You can strike bent and finish the straighten towards the end. Right? You can strike bent, straighten right away and go. Doesn't matter as long as at some point they both meet straight. Same thing for leaders. Now, from here, there has to be a release of tension in order to step forward for the 1. Same for the leaders. We get to a double straight, and then there is a release before stepping that 1. And what that does is it starts to create some variable tension in our dance, right? Almost like a slingshot where we get to the ends of the line, the tension increases, and then it decreases as we're going through. There was one more thing. Someone yell at me.
Dancing fast?
Dancing fast, dancing slow. Yes, thank you, Lionel. The technique does not change for dancing a slow song or a fast song. We talked about taking smaller steps, more being the result than the cause. And if I can borrow a follower. Hey Mary, do you want to come follow for a second? No, you don't want to? Someone pop yourselves right here so I can demo this really quick. Thank you, Demo. Dance this slow first, don't worry about the music, right? It would look like this. 2, 3, and 4. Right, getting to that double straight, all is good. Right? Now for the fast song, this is how somebody that was more panicky would dance this, right? They'd be really fast. I can't even do it. There you go. Right? I'm doing full weight transfers. And I'm rushing. Right? 5, 6, 7. So still taking my time. Get through each of these steps. It almost looks like I'm dancing slow, doesn't it? Right? The BPM for the song is decent. It's not the fastest. Now notice that even if though I'm taking small steps, I'm still delaying my weight transfer, getting to the straight. I'm going to do this as a follower too, thank you. Hey buddy, thanks for volunteering. Right, same thing for the follower. If I was rushing this,